being an honest woman of integrity is way more important to me than what you think. So it's fine to seek other people's approval, but only if you have your own approval first. So if you're going to do something and you're going to feel like shit about it, don't do
Mm,
it. But
mm,
if you're going to do something and you're kind of seeking their approval, but you feel really good about it, then go right ahead and do it. But you are not responsible for other people's reactions. And people do get to be upset about things. Now, no can be a full sentence. I know that especially when people are starting to learn how to build boundaries, I've heard people say no is a complete sentence, no is a complete sentence. Personally, I believe that is something you tell yourself. No is a complete sentence. I'm not a fan of saying it out loud to people unless they have pushed you and pushed you and pushed you and pushed you. And then you might say, listen, no is a complete sentence. All right, so now I want to give you some tips for setting boundaries. The first one is to do it as quickly as possible. I used to wait for the right time to come along, and the right time doesn't really come along. The right time is now. So I've heard it said that the best time to plant a tree was 30 years ago. The next best time is today. Well, the best time to set a boundary with someone was the day that you met them. The next best time is right now. It's today. So you're honoring yourself when you set the boundary promptly. It's a lot easier for you to just get it over with and say it. And it's also respectful to the other person to just let them know immediately rather than stringing them along. Be polite, not apologetic. So you don't need to apologize for setting a boundary. You haven't done anything wrong. And the reason I say be polite as a tip is, first of all, I'm a huge fan of politeness. Unless someone's like safety is involved or something like that, then go ahead and be rude if that's what you need to do. But the reason I say that this is a tip is because what I experienced myself and what I see in my clients all the time is they wait and wait and wait and wait until they're pushed way beyond their limit and then they explode. And it works. So they think, oh, that's what boundary setting is. I have to be a jerk to people for them to listen to me. But it's actually not true. And in fact, if you follow tip number one and you say it promptly, it's a lot easier to set a boundary and still be polite. You want to make sure that you're telling the truth. You get to own the responsibility for your boundary. You don't need to make up excuses for why you're setting the boundary. You don't need to over explain. You actually don't need to explain at all. You can choose to explain if it feels necessary for you to do that, but you don't have to explain. And if someone is pushing back and pushing back, let's just say, I'm not able to volunteer was your boundary. And if they say, why not? You can say, I just can't. You don't have to explain why you can't, or I just don't, or not going to. You don't have to explain things to people, but you also don't need to make up lies. I used to do that all the time. Depersonalize it. So your boundaries are always about you and for you. They're not about the other person. But when you have a personal policy or a rule, you make it abundantly clear. So if you think back to some of the scripts I shared with you, like I don't discuss grades except for during teacher parent conferences, right? So that's a rule for everybody. It's not personal to that specific parent, it's for everybody. So it's depersonalized. If you say, there's no interruptions during homework time, that's a policy. It's not personal to any one person.